Thank you. Thanks to everyone for sticking around. It's been a real treat to see so much excellent technical work. Today we're going to talk about the company that I co-founded called Growth Signals, which is focused on agentic AI for R&D strategy. And I'll get into what that means. A little formatting issue, but about me. So I'm the CTO and co-founder. I joined about a year ago. Before that, I led the data science and AI group at Moderna for a long time. And before that, I did a PhD in postdoc. At the beginning of my time at Moderna, most of the questions were very scientific focused. A lot of the same sorts of special purpose models that we've been discussing here or been presented here this morning. Towards the end, of course, there's the rise of large language models like ChatGPT. And at the end of my time at Moderna, I built an internal-facing website called MChat that basically gave access to ChatGPT to everyone at the company. And it exploded. We tracked its usage. Literally everyone in the company used it, and they were using it for all sorts of different things. This meant like people in HR were using it, people in our commercial organization were using it. And it was really profound and amazing to see people really gravitate towards using this technology. And I've been programming for a long time. And when I learned how to program, I felt like I finally had agency in using a computer. I was using it for the first time instead of using someone else's program that someone wrote. And I think large language models and AGI give people that taste. And so, when I was looking for the next thing to do, I connected with my co-founder, who is a business professor at Carnegie Mellon, and we were talking about the essential capabilities that AI provides, and I think it kind of breaks down into two key areas. Large language models can deal with semi-structured data and carry out semi-structured processes. Examples of semi-structured data are literature, competitive intelligence, patent landscapes. There is structure there, but it is not really well organized and not amenable to traditional software. Similarly, there's semi-structured processes. I didn't put literature review here, but it's maybe one that many people in this room are familiar with. I can tell you how to do literature review. Go to PubMed, find reviews, find the most important references in those reviews, read those, summarize those. And you can have a computer do this with AI now, and that's not something that was possible before. And I think there are many such examples in developing medicines, basically around strategic work that general intelligence AI models can unlock that was previously impossible to approach with traditional software. So here are some general challenges. I'm sure people in this room could come up with better examples and more pertinent examples, but there's challenges in dealing with and making sense of large amounts of scientific data. There's challenges in coming up with new ideas and doing things like competitive landscape analysis, coming up with alternatives for failed programs, and even there's opportunities in portfolio management, automatically scoring different programs by their feasibility and need. These are things that you would have people in your team or consultants do, but are now kind of within reach. So I'll talk a bit about what Growth Signals is. It's a platform we developed to address these sorts of things. It has aspects of source management, ability to research and brainstorm concepts, which are essentially ways to look at an idea and vet it through a lot of different lenses. We also have capabilities for managing pipeline. So in lieu of doing a demo, I kind of talk about some of the ways we're technically approaching some of these ideas, along with animated GIFs of what the app is. So one of the core pieces is research, essentially deep research like what is available in other platforms, but we're really leaning into AI tool use and have developed some tools that we think are particularly helpful in the R&D strategy workspace. We do RAG. We have custom code analysis sandbox that we can run. We have support for a lot of different literature engines and patent search engines. And you could imagine how you could build tools for arbitrary APIs. The next is this notion of concepts, which are kind of workspaces for strategic thinking. Essentially collect name and description metadata with source materials, both internally sourced and externally sourced. The chats and research that you do in the platform can itself be source material. And then something we refer to as canvases, which are kind of inspired by business model canvas. But they are essentially frameworks for vetting an idea. So an example might be market sizing or doing competitive analysis, mocking up images. They're essentially workflows, agentic workflows that you can use to develop an idea in a lot of different ways. And the core here is that the platform generates first drafts of these canvases that then you can go in and edit and further develop, and then iterate and go back and do more research on and bring back into the process. Lastly, we have a capability for brainstorming and pipelines. Brainstorming is a particular sort of agentic workflow where you can start with an idea and the agent will essentially present you with a set of questions that kind of expand all the possibilities, and you can collect and generate concepts from all of them very, very rapidly. And then pipelining allows you to evaluate, prioritize, and develop these concepts. Concepts are essentially the thing that move through the pipeline. I think there's a lot of interesting future work here in terms of brainstorming and the brainstorming framework. We picked one, but you could imagine many others. AI-assisted scoring, you could imagine this being very helpful from kind of a bird's eye view of thinking about different projects or initiatives or other sorts of aspects of strategic work. And we want to build custom pipeline types and agents for or stages for, say, business development or procurement or other sorts of aspects. So I think, this is a different flavor from a lot of the conversations and presentations that we've had so far. But I think agentic AI now really gives us the possibility to throw computation at these problems that are often ambiguous and difficult bottlenecks for companies as they develop ideas. And I'm excited about where this can go specifically in the realm of genetic therapies. So that's what I have. That's a link to our website. If you're interested, please reach out. And otherwise, thank you for listening.